Hello traders, in this video I'm going to show you why learning this price action strategy is your best bet to create a long-term sustainable profit. First I'm going to show you my live trading session today so you guys can see what trades I took, what trades I missed. If that sounds interesting, hit the like button and I'm going to see you guys in 5 minutes. Take care, buddy. So in today's lesson, I want to show you guys that the price action repeats over and over again. The patterns repeat over and over again. It works in any market on all time frames, because today's session looks like this. And this was the session 10 days ago that trader sent me when I was working with the trader. He was trading in NASDAQ, and he sent me a question about this trade right here. And the patterns looks the same. And the important thing that I want you guys to understand that you don't need to clog your chart with a bunch of indicators that will distract you. You only need to learn to read the chart and read the trader's actions, because the candlesticks on the chart, they just represent human behavior. And it's still the same. It's still the same as 40, 50 years ago. If you take a look at the chart 40, 50 years ago, it's still, the patterns are identical. So it's the only way to get consistently profitable in this game is to learn to follow the institution, is to learn to read the trader's behavior. And take a look at these patterns. They look extremely identical. We started with the massive sell-off, break, and a new low. We started with the massive sell-off right here. We have a break and a new high. Then we have an uptrend form, and we have a bunch of setups off the trend line and off the EMA. It is like a Nike V-shaped pattern, and on the chart on the left, this is very identical. And this is why when I took this first trade, as you guys saw, I instantly got a flashback when I was talking with the trader about this setup. So it is important to understand that the overall context here is very important, because when the trader took this trade right here, the second entry long off to key entry points, he was worried about the double top right here. And I told him we have the same situation right here. And I told him that we trade the way we anticipate setups at the key entry point, and we trade the overall context, because on every single entry you want to take, there are probably going to be a bunch of variables that are going to stop you from taking the setup. And we don't want to overanalyze every single bar. I know that Al Brooks likes to overanalyze every single bar, but what I think is the best thing is just focus on the bigger context and just wait for the better entries and just snipe the entry, something like a sniper entries. That's pretty much what we're doing. So in this instance, the double top, yeah, the double top is there, same way the double top is here, but the trend line and the EMA are two key entry points working congruently, and this is now a clear uptrend. So these patterns are very similar. Of course, this is a wider pattern, a little bit bigger, and this is a little bit more shortened one, steeper, but the price action still works the same. So now let's talk about why did I take this trade. Because on the left side of the chart, we can see that the downtrend played out, and this was a fairly steep move down. And take a look how far away we are from the EMA. The number one thing that we need to understand that when we see a price away from EMA, we can expect a pullback, because EMA acts as a magnet and it will pull prices closer to it. And look how strongly we pushed above the EMA on the first single leg. So this is a good enough indication that there's a lot of buyers. We pull back, created a pivot, and a second leg pushed strongly above the EMA. This second pivot set the trend line up, and this third swing confirmed the trend line. So from this point on, you're making higher highs, higher lows, and you have three confirmation of this trend line. Now, high probability setup is a second entry with the trend at the key entry point. This is the high, first entry long, second entry long, two key entry points set up perfectly according to our rules. This was way too early, but I still want to mention this. You have another nice confirmation of two key entry points. All you would have to do is to ride this out, but your stop would have been one tick below this bar, so you still would be okay, but this is still way too early. And this is where I entered on the second entry long, tiny little bar. EMA is holding prices. Now, take a look that we have a first break of this uptrend. And after we have a break of a trend line, price will most likely attempt to make a new extreme. So I was not looking for price to reverse. I was looking for traders to attempt to push the market higher once again. And this is exactly what it did. My runner got stopped out here. And why did I put my runner somewhere around here? Because take a look, this is the high of the day, and take a look at the strong key level right here. This is starting to look like a trading range, and I wasn't trying to be greedy and hope the market will push higher. No, my runner got stopped out, and this is another gorgeous trade right here. And I want to talk about that. This is how we trade. We're not over. Once I enter right here, I don't care about all these bars right here. I only care about when the prices come to me, come to my key entry points. Right now, we're at the key entry point at the strong resistance high of the day, and we have a failed break higher. Okay, so now I'm starting to pay more attention. I see the setup where the setup is probably going to be successful, and now I'm starting to analyze the chart and this setup bar specifically. And notice how far away you're away from EMA. So this is a failed breakout, and you're far away from EMA. Nice bearish looking bar. I didn't take it live because my run just got stopped out, and it's very hard to just reverse the gears in a matter of seconds, and the trade went without me. And once again, I don't care about none of these bars. I don't care about none of these bars. We have a first pullback. I don't care about this bar as well. I'm just laid back, not really too interested in the charts because this is not a high probability setup. We have a new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long right here. Okay, now I'm starting to pay attention because this is a failed second entry long, and that could be a good trap because we are in a downtrend and we are heading lower. So now when I see this failed second entry long, this is where I start to analyze the bar and the chart. And what I can see, we have a downtrend, we're heading to this low side of the trading range. But why I don't want to take this trade? Because look how far away you're from EMA, and you're going short at the very low of this entire move. You're supposed to be getting some sort of chances below the EMA and not so down like this. So this is why you have to avoid this trade right here. And there is a potential trend line working higher. You have an overshoot. And once again, I don't care about none of these bars. The market is going higher. I don't care. You have a massive overshoot. You have first entry long, pullback, second entry long. But we're horrible doji looking bar. We're close below EMA. We have an overshoot. And plus this downtrend fell so strong that I was expecting a move down. I wasn't really looking for a new high of this trend. If anything, I was looking for a trap here. And for whatever reason, the market just in a matter of 1 or 2 seconds, it was very quick. You probably guys wonder what happened in the video. It just made a like 14 tick scalp in a matter of 1 second, and I couldn't get in. I put my limit order back and I was hoping to get filled on the following bar. But once I realized we already made the scalp profit on the one single bar that created the huge spike down, I decided to cancel the order, and I still would have gotten my profit, and my stop loss would not be hit because I would keep it 1 tick above this. But this was a good trade because this is a failed second entry long below EMA, and this downtrend is still extremely, this move looks so strong. We have the overshoot, and then prices went into this consolidation, created a break and a new low. Prices bounce off here. And remember guys, now this is an overall bigger trading range, but right now we are starting to go up and down in this tiny trading range right now. So this is a big trading range in the small trading range, and I created a video about this as well. We had very similar day like this because the price action really repeats and works. So now we have a double bottom right here. We are working higher, and once again, I'm not interested, none of this mess. We're just going sideways, not interested. We have a setup right here, but I'm still not interested because they just confirmed the support. I'm not interested. We're working higher, not interested. We have a first entry short. I'm not interested. I'm just laid back. We have a second entry short. Okay, now this is a second entry short failure, and now I'm starting to analyze the context. Okay, so we are above the EMA. This is good. We're coming off the lows. This is good. This is a reversal pattern because the downtrend played out. I put my limit order in, and for whatever reason today I was really making a lot of mental errors because I decided to pull my order back because I felt like not entering in the middle of trading range, and then I decided to place the order back in the chart again, and it ended up working. So I missed this trade. This could have been a nice winner. So at this point on, I just missed two nice winners, and I was starting to get frustrated. This was really slow. This was already like 2.5 hours of price action watching, not really much happening. And then I took this loser right here. I basically forced this setup right here for almost no reason whatsoever because I just pulled the resistance closer to where I would want it to see. There's two horrible doji looking bars going sideways. They're not quite to the highs. I was just getting tired. I just wanted to, jump the gun. I jumped the gun too quickly, and the market punished me. And I just got stopped out here. Fortunately, the stop loss was very small, and I had a nice run right here. But I should have listened to myself. I should have just called it quits and be satisfied with one single trade. But I got a little bit greedy for missing these two setups. That I wanted to have at least 2 winning trades as I have for most days. I got punished. That happens. And this is the setup that I was more interested in taking, that had I just waited a little bit, because now this is a failed break higher, big bearish bar, and it's a nice scalp, expecting for prices to go down to here. And since the prices are not heading to this bottom of the trading range and we stop at the middle, this is telling you there's a lot of bearish imbalance and a lot of people starting to buying. We're starting to make higher highs, higher lows, and then they starting to, like, there's some uptrend in here potentially. So I don't think it's smart now to be looking for shorts when we cannot even get to the lows here. We just bounce in the middle and market keeps working higher and higher. Overall, this was a very slow trading range, very slow day. I got punished for my mental mistakes. That happens. Yeah. So I'm looking at this setup and I'm very tempted to take this trade. Just as I talked about my psychological errors right here, I don't want to rush into trade, but this is looking like such a nice trap that I'm tempted to take this limit order setup right here. I'm going to sneak in. I'm going to put it at the close, because right now we're making higher highs, higher lows. And like I said, the fact that we didn't make it to the support right here and we bounce in the middle, this is telling you that something is changing. A lot of buyers are in the market, and now we have downtrend working lower. We have a break, attempt to make a new low, another new low. We have a multiple lows right here. This is a potential trend line, nice bullish bar. I figured that this bearish bar probably trapped a lot of people in, and let me see if we can get some nice trap here. I'm gonna pause the video to not make it too long. All right, guys, we're one tick away from getting our first target profit with 3 scalp contracts filled. Just one more tick away. I'm not going to show you how to run a real pan out because I need to put and attach this to the video. I need to render the video, upload it, and it takes forever. So I'm just going to show you the scalp if we manage to get to one tick. But to sum it all up, we didn't make it to the bottom over here. We bounced from the middle. This is telling me a lot of people are starting to buying. We're starting to make higher highs, higher lows, and we got filled. So I'm going to attach it to the video. The market is going to close soon anyway, so I don't expect to get a massive runner. You guys will just have to go back and watch and look at the chart and see how did I do. But take care, everybody.